What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you come into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, I want to speak on this situation that happened with the tow truck driver and the guy who ran over the tow truck driver and also his girlfriend. I think her name is Brandy. The guy who got in his car and ran over the tow truck driver. His name was I think his name was Nicholas, right? And so when I was watching this video, I saw the tow. First thing I saw the tow truck, and then I saw the tow truck had this guy's car blocked in, and so the guy couldn't go forward and get the car out. He couldn't go to the left or go to the right because he had cars on both sides of him. So the tow truck driver probably felt like he was pretty much safe to continue to. He saw the guy. He was like, ain't nothing the guy can do now. It's a wrap. I can take this car and tow it, put it on the lift and get it out of here. So the guy got in his car, started the car up, and the tow truck driver continued to try to hitch the car and pull it up onto the lift. The guy put the car in gear while the tow truck driver was under there. So this is like, if I'm a tow truck driver, that would have been my, like, once I'd seen that this guy was going to start this car up and try to pull off, whether he'd try to pull up or to pull back, over the curb, I would not have got under that car. If you watch the video, the guy started the car up and the tow truck driver just laid down on the ground next to the car trying to hook up the wheel. And then as soon as I said, I was like, that's not a good idea. And so what happened was the driver turned the wheel towards the tow truck driver and went and drove over the truck driver's head. And I was like, oh man. And so the guy, the guy was like shaking a little bit on the ground, I thought he went into shock, but then he kind of got up like in a few seconds later, and the driver backed up over the curb and then drove across the grass and drove off. That's and I just read some of the comments and people was like, tow truck drivers are, sometimes they shiesty, sometimes they this, sometimes they that. I wouldn't want to be a tow truck driver, and I know tow truck drivers can be a nuisance, but I think that that tow truck driver really should have used better judgment when you dealing with people out here in the streets, and and especially people who don't have a lot, and you trying to tow like their car. People going to get pretty aggressive, and those guys got to be careful. Um, they get threatened all the time. Tow truck drivers. Sometimes they, a person might shoot them, or it could go a lot of different ways. I don't think that job, in my opinion, you gotta use better sense than that. This guy, he did. And if now you look at the picture of this guy and his girlfriend, like they being charged, um, I don't know, you're not dealing with people sometimes who had a, who are in their right mind. And sometimes people who are in their right mind, they might be in a desperate, like that car might be the only thing that he has to get him back and forth to work. Not saying that what he did was right, but if that's his only means of transportation, so now he's thinking about losing his job, his means of transportation to the job. He's thinking about, or sometimes people sleep in their cars. I wouldn't be surprised if this guy right here actually lived in his car. So you can't, you gotta use some type of some type of common sense when it comes to these type of situations. You dealing with people who are sometimes in desperate situations. And this desperate situation right here could have cost this guy his life. Once I seen that, if I'm the tow truck driver and I see that this guy got in his car, he started it up, no way I'm getting under that car. You know, he lucky that he just had bruises on the side of his face. I'm not sure if the guy have like a fracture, any fractures or anything like that, but the man ran over his head. You know, now I don't know. Now the lady didn't get in the car, so I don't know what they'll be charging. She is charged in this, but I'm not sure like what they could be charging her with. Maybe um she ran off with the dude, with the guy after they got away, after he got the car away. But for a tow truck driver, man, to get under the car, once somebody get in the car and they make it look like I'm like, all right, let me see what this guy gonna do. If he try to back up over the line, which he did, that was his only way out, then ain't nothing as a tow truck driver, ain't nothing you could do. You know, you just move on to the next, you move on to the next job. What I would have did, like I said, once the guy got in a truck, I just would not have because I'm not gonna be out there fighting people over a car that's not even that car, probably worth a couple $100, or I don't care what the car is worth. I'm not gonna fight somebody over a car. You move on to the next tow job. That's it. You know, I just think that the guy just he put himself in that position. And tow truck drivers, um, sometimes they can be kind of assholes and stuff like that. And being an asshole or having that type of mentality, it makes make you lose sight of you dealing with people who also can be assholes and people who also in desperate situations. So you got somebody's car or you want to put their car on a lift and take it away just so you can make a couple $100, and that could be that car that you towing away could it to them is worth more than a couple $100. Like I said, that could be their home, their transportation back and forth to work, so that could be the difference between them losing their job or finding a job. So you don't know what desperate, how desperate people going to get in those type of situations. So you have to, as a tow truck driver, you got to be able to use more, better judgment than that. But like I said, it was wrong for the guy, to run the guy over, like to run a tow truck driver over like that. But you don't know, man. People when it and nobody should know better than him as a tow truck driver that people get really pissed off when you tow their cars away, especially if they don't have no money. I don't care if they parked illegally or not, man. I got my car towed, and I was pissed, and I wasn't even outside when my car got towed, and the whole time I'm trying to find out where my car was and where to go to get it back. I'm mad then, So just imagine if the people had an opportunity to stop the tow, they'd get pretty aggressive. I've seen people who they got the car up on the lift and people still got in the car and put it in reverse and try to pull it off of the lift. So yeah, you couldn't pay me good money to be a tow truck driver. That's just one job I wouldn't want. And so yeah, that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Um, Also, don't forget to leave a comment. And with that being said, I'll check you all out in the next video. Peace.